Over the ramp, oh, they started losing it now. Can he hold it? No, he can't. Lots of speed, maybe too low, and they come to grief. Oh, here's the wheel. Oh, he's bouncing. Oh, he's gone. Look at the wheels at the back.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Speed Without Engine, the place where fast-paced action meets pure fun. Get ready for some sick designs, crazy crashes, and tons of laughs. Let's go.
It leaves the start ramp in Turin. Down we go. Well, there's the berm. It's going this way and that way and then the other way, and the fin might well have come through the roof. Not quite, but they never really got started, did they? That CARP was quickly on the hook, in someone's keep net, away for dinner. Can Superman get them down and off to a good start if you can find some time, because all the speed seems to be gathered later on. Over chicane causes a problem. The shower curtains blowing behind them, look, as they go. Forget they promised us no win. Oh, it's gone. Look at that. The wheels have completely gone, and they will not complete with the run. Comes to nothing. You can see the wheels just completely go. I mean, what I'm taken by is the look on the duck's face as the whole thing just seems to disintegrate around him. The shower curtain's still there, but not much else. Let's get to Ed for the standing. And down he goes down the ramp. And he's, well, I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. He seems to be all over the place at the top of the course. Well, he seems to be sliding down at the moment through the disco tunnel, sideways on. Anyway, Jack the Knife's on his way down. Here's the bone shaker. He seems to be almost pulling and lifting the Soapbox down the circuit. Here we go around the berm, and he's going to skid it round the berm. One way and then the other. Oh, through the berm. He's okay. Here's crash corner. Around he goes. Here's the finish line. Can he make it over the ramp? Yes, he can. And over the finish line. What a spectacular run. 1:18.29. Challengers, which they all do, wearing moustaches, hence why we've got moustaches on the mop. Quite small wheels and a gigantic axle. That's been disaster in the past, it's disaster today. All that hard work. Go on, drag it, fellas. I think I might stick this one down as a DNF. Did not finish. Set a decent time. He's off to a real clip at the top of the track, heading towards this kicker. He's going to take off, and he's going to land quite brilliantly. And he does a Superman at the end. Look at that. Nose dives into the tarmac, but keeps it going. That's brilliant. Over this kicker. Oh, spectacular. Landed on all four wheels. He knows he's onto a good thing here. He knows he's going to post a good time. One more kicker to deal with, then the finish. All about the time here. Flies over the kicker, into the bales to finish in 39. Long time building this particular Soapbox, a couple of months. Members of the Toyota MRT up to now as well. Over the ramp, oh, they started losing it now. Can he hold it? No, he can't. It was the ramp that finished. And all of their hard work and confidence comes to nothing here on the streets of Atlanta. And you can see the mess it's made of the front of that Soapbox, that heavy landing over the kicker. And Buerta is off and running in this pink and black Soapbox, heading down towards the berm. And we're nice and quick through there. And it was good on entry, good on exit, nice and quick now the chicane. It's quite narrow, this one, so it might well have an advantage over some of the Soapboxes with regards to being able to get through the tight corners nice and quickly. Oh, he lost it there. A little bit too fast. Any chance of getting out? They got in, that's fine. But then they had to go straight on. There was no way they were going to be able to turn around there. So off they go, Tarzan of the city. And you can see the speed they... The fellow on the left looks absolutely petrified. Wrecking stairs. He's holding on again, look. Oh, there we go. I notice how he lets go as soon as they get over the obstacle. Seen in the past can often pose a problem. It should be like this one, though, and if that does translate the turny, twisty bit at the top. Here's the carpool, and the cardboard was okay through there, although it's just starting to move, look, the bottom there. Spectacular splash there through carpool. On we go. Team total on the way. Here is the bone shaker, the 3-tier. Oh, he's starting to lose it now. Starting to... It's okay. Oh, he caught the down towards the finish. And there he is, celebrating a time of 56.53. We've got a three-headed dragon bobbing up and down. I wouldn't want to be laying under there, under any circumstances. The fellow on the back is controlling the heads. That's what we do know. They're through the berm anyway, and he's still on. Okay, through there. Oh, just about. How did they get through there? Right, now we've got the potholes. Got to get some speed up again. Well, they're okay so far. Co-pilot was laying down at the bottom of it and managed to get from the top to the bottom in one piece. That was great. 30. Here's the kicker. Look at the fella at the bottom. Oh! And then down to the finish in 102.86, which Taco Tuesday. They were shoveling the things in, and here they are, Team Flying Taco today. And there's a bit of a wobble there as well. It might be put your finger in the air later on, back, otherwise you lose a bit of meat. Here they go through the next chicane. Into the berm they go. Lots of speed, maybe too low, and they come to grief. Just watch this. Didn't get quite high enough. You've got to get higher than that through the berm, otherwise you can't control the vehicle. And there we see the poor fellow in the back land on his back, lettuce all over him, and the taco is no... He needs to make sure he's got control of this. So far, so good. Oh, he's lost it. Look at the back wheel. It went, didn't it? As he starts to turn and lose control, the back wheel completely goes, and that is doing this latest instalment of the Red Bull Soapbox race. Very, very steady down the ramp to impact. Just enough speed to get around the berm, but only just. He looks quite nervous, doesn't he, the driver? Got kicker. Over there, just about. Speed's a real problem here. Oh, it's not just the speed that's a problem. Oh, he's gone. Of that type that we've ever seen. And it's because he's got no speed. How on earth is he supposed to get the Soapbox over a double ramp at walking pace? He knows, look. Got to give him 10 out of 10 for artistic stick. Good luck. I don't want to be him. He's got no idea what's coming. Is the initial kicker followed quickly by another one. Probably because he's got to steer it with a joystick and he can't miss that. Can't miss the pails and he finished. Watch this. Slightly offline, only slightly offline, and you got no chance to get it back again. Idea, but to try and get that right to the bottom is going to be impossible. Slowly, slowly out you come. Anyway, off we go. Let's see. Look at the axles and the sailing right. Can he keep it straight? He's going to have a problem here. Over the ramp, he's just about on. Here we go with the kicker, snaking towards it. Over the kick. Oh, he went right off that, then left again. Through the chicane, and every time he turns it, the back end starts to go. The front wheel's going as well. Look at the wheel. Can he hang on? Look at this. Oh, no. No. We don't know a lot about this particular group. What I can tell you is wide at the front, narrow at the back, small wheels at the front, big ones at the back. Interesting design. Will it work? Great on-board shot there to show you how narrow this course is. Bone shaker, no problem, which is good news for them. He's just fighting the steering now, isn't he, there? Catches the bails, and again. And then the front wheel was completely out of line, and away you go. There's the initial contact, and he's lost it there. And like they will do all day long, they'll get down to the bottom if they possibly can of the operation. They're students from Lausanne, they're studying sport. They love skiing, they love that kind of thing, those adrenaline sports, so they should be perfectly suited here today. There's the on-board shot from inside the Soapbox. It's nice and bright, this one, and it's picking up a fair deal of speed. Almost managed to clear that middle section. Here we go through the chicane. Oh, not through the chicane. Halfway through the chicane. Circuit where you have to apply the brakes. The chicane is one of them. Now they're going to try and push their way down to the finish. And there's still a fair way to go. Oh, and over the wedge. And a little clip in the air as well. The course is slippery, and knowing that the driver, who is Paul, has to be really switched on, particularly at the top, and that's as good as we've seen through there. Fantastic. There's the water. That's okay. You can miss that if you want to. Just nice and steady through there. This is nice and smooth. Steps are going to be an issue. 3 steps, down you go. This can do some damage to the Soapbox, but not this one. Look at the suspension working well at the front. If they can get through there, this is going to be a decent time. Little drop-off picks your speed up. He literally drop off a cliff there. Round the berm, he's nice and high. He's nice and smooth. That's brilliant. Now, can he get it round the left-hander? Of course he can. And he comes down to the finish, and that was sensational. 1:17.87. Blue skies now. The sunshine is out. and the course should start to dry out and make it easier for the pilots. So the ambulance is off and on its way. Through the berm and through the car wash, and this is where you start to pick up speed. It gets slower through there, and they're a bit more successful through there, and they're wobbling through the water and down. Crashing, they've done that, and then they got that much speed over the water, they got no control. Look how it took off there, and then straight left into the straw bales. Vertically, it's been put down horizontally. That would have been very, very difficult. So off they go. Party pooper on the way, with the famous emoji on the front. And plenty of speed here at the top of this LA hill in the beautiful sunshine. Thousands here to work today to watch this Red Bull Soapbox race in action. Top part of the course. This is where the overconfidence can become a factor. The tricky corner is here. The tricky corner is here. Oh, they just about got round it. They were so lucky there. Really, really fast at this point. Here's the kicker. They're okay over that. Just got to get over the finish line. And they do. And they stop it via the straw. Almost celebrated too soon. Look at this. Look how tight they were there. See, so many teams already come to grief at that part of the circuit. And then the headbutt on the straw bales to tap it all off. Bike handlebars in there. He's got the bike handlebars in there. Oh, he nearly went then. I think he pumped the brakes quite quickly there. They're saying, slow down over the bone rattler. This is going to be fascinating through the hairpins. This he can hold it. Look at the speed he's got. Look at the speed he's got. He's doing, bro, look at the speed he's got. It doesn't matter the fact those wheels have come off, because it's those four. He's working so hard on those handlebars. Working so hard, he's lost it again. Oh! He knows there, look, he knows there, and he's fighting, he's fighting, he's fighting. I suppose. Go on, let it go. Come on, here we go. I wouldn't drift in, gone. Look, drift in, never turned the steering wheel. The pilot never turned the steering wheel. Let's see what the turtle can do. Quicker than a normal turtle, I'm led. Well, and he's getting up decent speed. Nice and smooth through there. Here's the jump. Yep, over that okay. I think he might just have stood this man. I wouldn't stand up over the jump if I were you. Well, he crouched down a little bit. He's lost the top of the circuit as well. They'll be satisfied with that one. But he is going to get to the finish line. It's all about the time now, and that's not bad, is it? 55 points today. Now let's see what the soapbox is all about with the big fella sat behind the pilot. Here we go. Staying on the fella's head at the back. I can't quite take my eyes off that at the moment.
And Will, the speedway is
Here we go through there. Let's not take a gamble. Let's make sure we get down there in one piece. And that's what LEADERHOSEN FLITZER. A little show of emotion. Knows he's got the kicker. We know what happened there last time. Not the same amount of speed. Has he got enough speed to get over it? Here we go. Over we go. Oh, the head's gone. His big and it's cumbersome, this soapbox. The crowd hold their breath. And down to the finish. I think he described that as a steady Sunday drop to chase. Got a feeling the sword won't last very long in the mouth. One big wheel at the back, two wheels on a wide axle at the front, and they've gone already. They've not just gone, it's absolutely fallen to pieces, look. Not quite sure how a minor off like that can lead to so much damage. Work to do here. Off we go, the taco bathtub. Here's the berm. Oh, he's gone too high, he's gone too high, he's got back down, oh, they've gone. Board shot, which is brilliant. They know at this point, they can see the whites of the spectators' eyes up there. Over the kick, oh, over the kicker, I felt that. Here's the chicane, they're really fast, you know. Oh, but they can't steer it. Oh, here's the foam, a car wash. Pilot's covered, can't see. What have we got? 106.19. That had all the... out of 50 on the performance score, and here we go. There's a bit of paper mache at the front to design the turtle's head. We'll see whether that is there by the end of the run.
And there's a lot of moving parts on it. He's off to a nice start, just taking it nice and gently around the berm, and now we really start to pick up speed. The bail's just to negotiate, then it's the kicker, and this mean green turtle machine is through the snow and tearing down towards the finish here in Hyderabad. Look at his face, look at the concentration, doesn't take his eyes off the road at all, and I think he's going through every go. That takes the speed off. Get away from the wedge, get towards the finish. Let's have a look at the time. It's going to be a good one, I think. It's 49.32. It's a fantastic looking... Creativity. Dalius is the pilot. I wouldn't sit yourself down. Don't stand over the kicker. Oh, there we go. Right, he's up again. Here's the berm. Will he have the bottle to stand up through the berm? No. Oh, it just catches the bag. Oh, they've gone, look. Just struggling to keep the leather trousers on as well, the fella at the back. Here we go, look. Oh, went too high there. You've got to turn it right before you get to that point. Watch the trousers. Not sure, but plenty of weight at the back should guarantee plenty of speed. The width of through the first chicane, so it might be relatively easy to steer. Over the ramp they go. This is too soon. One or two people have done that today. This is where they pick up the speed around the berm, and they've round there really well. That slingshot off banked corner. Now they go over the ramp for the second time, all in one piece. Well, and they sail down towards the finish line. No problems whatsoever on that run in a time. Cesar, the man with the responsibility. Looks relatively nicely put together, this one. A little bit wobbly. Oh, he's bouncing through there, he's okay. He's down, bang, the two wheels came off. He's okay through the water despite a little bit of a scare. Now the whale tail. I'd hold on to that steering wheel, Cesar. Here's the whale. Oh, he's bouncing. Oh, he's gone. Look at the wheels at the back. And then it's when you get to the whale tail. Look how much height he gets. And then the two back wheels go. Axle not strong enough. And that Soapbox is getting no further. And off they go. For so many Soapboxers today in Madrid. Oh, a bit bouncy, the wheel's gone. It went first. Watch the front right on landing. There you go. Front right went on landing, and then, of course, the rest of it tends to follow. And they are off and running. 38 for the performance, and now there's something we've only seen once before. We saw this in Mumbai. The co-pilot standing. They actually went on to win the event that day. And we'll see what happens with this team. Through the smoke and heading towards the bridge or the water, where the pilot has the choice. He's gone for the bridge. I think it's going to be really difficult for him to stand all the way down on this circuit, because this is a difficult circuit. This is where it starts to get fast. When to stand and when to sit. The pilot himself is doing a great job, because it's quite a wide Soapbox, so it won't be the easiest to steer. But they're making a mockery so far. They are flying. Look at the speed of them now, heading down towards the finish. They're going to get there, and they're going to get there with him standing on the back of it in a time of 53. Got into it. And off they go. Over the first ramp. They're pulled off. They're still going. I'm pretty sure we will see. Oh, there's another one. Oh, they've lost two. Both back wheels have gone. Well, wheels, they were a problem before they got to the start ramp. They thought they'd fixed it, they haven't fixed it. Okay, it's quite streamlined, quite low to the ground, it's quite narrow. Down they go, gathering momentum all the time. A little bit wobbly through there. Oh, there we go! There's the problem. That front wheel starts to buckle, and it was never strong enough. And then from that moment on, it was today. Whether they can do a fast time remains to be seen. They've lost, but that's okay. Loads and loads of speed here. So whether they can keep the speed through the berm, where so many people have struggled to do, well, he's been able to do that. Look how quick he is through there. That's as good as we've seen as well. This is a fantastic run from Jumbo Breakfast Roll. 30. And not the best of starts, certainly not the best. Oh, the wheels have gone already. Oh, dear. They didn't really make it past the piston, did they? And the wheels, the front wheels, just completely went. All that hard work And you can see the disappointment on Batman's face. He'll put a brave face on it. I had so many high hopes for this one.
27 out of 50, but there he is, Turbo the Snail in yellow and blue, and down they go. This looks like it might be quick, you know, just because of the design of it. Look at the speed it's got on its next, it just glides through there. This is really good. Vote the kicker to come after that second chicane. Here we go over the kicker, no problem at all, just a slight wobble. Really good. Oh, they've lost their head. Don't lose your heads, that's what they tell you. Finish line, let's look at the time, 43.68, very good.
16 out of 20, which is good marks for ZZ Top, if you've ever seen them perform.
Over the jump they go. All over the place. The crowd are loving it. Picking up speed all the time. Down they go to the tricky part of the... Oh, look at that! How spectacular was that? It looks as though they're both okay. Look at that. Almost into the crowd. You can see the people start to move away. The face of concentration at the controls. Here we go through the disco tunnel. Would indicate it's maybe not the strongest. Here's the bone shaker, which will test that. Oh, there you go. Didn't look very strong. Now what can he do with the cap? He can't see. He's not sure where he's going. His head's stuck underneath it. Keep it going, Kevin. We can see you. There he is. Plenty of speed through the berm. He doesn't know how he's got there. Kevin can see again. He's lost his helmet. He's lost half his soapbox, but he's not deterred. Through crash corner. He's only got the... Oh, nearly lost it on the ramp. He couldn't see it. Over the finish line and through the bales. Oh, blimey. Lino and Ange. Driver, co-pilot. Theo and Jean-Paul making up the team. He's flying this one. The flying sardine. Down we go. There's the kicker. Now, can they get this big, awkward soapbox around this bend? I tell you what, that's good if they can keep it, keep it, keep it. Absolutely, they can keep it. Posts. Down towards the finish. Let's have a look at the time. This looks good. 56, fantastic. One of, if not the greatest footballer of all time, and this team representing him here today. And the GOAT. It's very, very big and cumbersome, this soapbox, isn't it? So Ahmad is back on the run. Heading down towards this kicker. Over the kicker! Spectacular, fine as well. Some kind of momentum, something creeps in and causes them a problem. Very, very good over there. Look how wide it is when you see the overhead shot. Flies over there, brilliant. This looks like it's going to be quick. And you can't help but wonder how... Oh, they've gone again. They've gone again. And they're going to need to be pushed to the finish, and any hopes of a decent time sadly gone for Abu Tiago. 1:30. Oh, and already lifting up, and this might be a problem. It's not supposed to do that this early in the piece. Now then, oh, there's too much weight at the back, it's clear. Just that one wheel at the front, and they can't water under a... Oh, under a semblance of control briefly. Kicker makes them pay, look at that. Nearly flipped it all together, and the minute the wheels come down, they can't take the weight, they buckle underneath it, and Sweetwater's run comes to an end. Wow. Very, very... Mobile. And it's Fred on the back and Barney, be honest with you. But that's really nice on entry, and really smooth on exit. That's really good through there. Now we've got the chicane. They're going really fast into the chicane. And they've got the quick right, and then the left, and then the right again, and then another left. And they've gone through them holes and then build up speed towards the kicker. They could really post a time. That's exactly what they're trying. Stone's footmobile. Well done to Shane and Tyrone. Every obstacle they encountered, they dealt with here. And they've gone through at 36, past the speed gun. Here's the kicker. Fly over the time. That's what matters. 49.61. That's brilliant. Make its way down the course. Lots of obstacles on the way, starting with a chicane. Starting to shed the coat pretty. Marquis's steps over the cobbles as well, which may well pose a problem as we go. So down we come. The steps safely navigated, and now we have the stairs, the car-wrecking stairs, and these stairs will wreck quite a few of these soapboxes as the day goes on, but that one's okay. Might just be the best vehicle of all, we'll find out. Not too much of the coat left on the sheet though as we go down. We will see a time, it's quite smooth, it was nice. It's 46.5. We'll see what happens here. There we go. Looks nice. Oh,
didn't do very well, and he's come out hard there. Front end catches the turn, and watch out, he gets catapulted out of the car. That's not his hell. Bales came in handy. And the ball, look at the, oh dear, they were out to the finish. 4 minutes, 45 points. Here we go. Getting the weight at the right part. Look, now he's going fast. Now he's going fast. Oh! Well, watch this. He's okay here. Then he high sides it there. Bang, no way back. No. Has that knocked his confidence? We wait and see. He's okay through there. He's managed to get through there. To the potholes, then onto the kicker. Okay through there. But Gareth's picked himself. Bit of air over there and down towards the finish line. Let's have a look at the time. Well, it's 1:09 for getting back on the soapbox and getting down to the bottom of the course. You can only see through his mouth, and that could have been dangerous, couldn't it? But you now know what Mr. Potato Head looks like in real life. Soapbox, it's okay through the chicane. Pieces starting to come off over the first ramp. He's smiling. How long will that last? Because for Idaho Spud, lots of speed into it. Can he hang on to it? No, not quite. Not quite. Idaho Spud ends up mashed. He couldn't quite steer it round the berm. And look at the state of it now. It's absolutely totaled. The wheels are flat. Already, the tin cans are starting to fall off the soapbox. Let's see what happens here then. Let's hope the chicken doesn't obscure the end, but let's just wait and see. Here's the berm, around they go. He's lost it. Can he hold it? Oh, no, he's gone. Straight into the straw bales. He was hanging on for grim death. Chickens flying all over the place. He loses the... But unfortunately, he's not been there for every one of the runs. So despite the fact he's given a 10, the match on and enjoy it. Robson is the pilot, and hanging on for grim death at the back is Fagner. He's out. And here's the kicker, which is the 18-inch drop, and that's okay. I think they might have cracked the egg. There's the air over the kicker, this soapbox, and there is the finish. 40.13. Oh, they've got it. Looks a pretty uncomfortable driving position, that, to me. It's a very, very creative soapbox, though, isn't it? Lots of work's gone into it. Of course, the acid test now is whether it gets from the top of the course to the bottom in one piece, and not many have managed to do that so far. Wonder whether that hook there is just affecting the driver's eye line. We'll see. Okay through the bone shaker. It's okay through there. Now, they should be able to pick their way through here okay, because they're not going particularly fast. So that's nice and smooth. Now they've really got to open it up and try and get some speed into it. There's the cobbles. Here's the big air, and we're okay, just... Oh, no, we're not okay! They were okay, and then they just kissed the straw bales, and that absolutely a footbox. And over they went. The good news is they're back up and running through the car wash. And it's odds on now they'll get down to the finish. There we go. Let's have a look at the time. It's at 150.18, but they're okay here, and then they just kiss the bales, and then all the momentum's gone. They lose control, and he knows at that point that he's coming out. He knows then you can't get it back at that stage. Might be slightly top heavy, this one. 41 for the performance. The shoulder pads and helmet might come in handy. Not that quick through there, but it will start to speed up now. That's where the speed comes in, down that drop. Only gets faster from here, through the water. Oh, he's nosed into there, look. Watch this. It's the nose of the ball that hits the straw. Bang! And then the back end comes flying round. There he is through the water. You can see as well that you get that splash of water in your face, but you've got to actually be able to get around the next corner. He's going to try and get down to the finish. There's the stair set. Oh, he's dropped through there. Oh, yep, he's okay. A little bit wobbly. Oh, the confidence has gone, look. Here he comes towards the finish, and there's still that drop at the end. Don't forget about it. There we go, down we go. Into the... Oh, he's lost it again. There's the stair set. The writing was on the wall after all the trouble he had after the water. And then down that drop at the finish, and the momentum takes it over.